Good morning, everybody. My name is Shoshanna Gross. I'm the manager of major events with the Ohio Restaurant Association, and this is our daily dose. Today, we have an executive dose with CEO and President John Barker.
Hey,
Hi, John.
Hey, good to see you.
Thanks so much for joining me today. We're going to talk about a few of the things going on around the state and some of our upcoming events. So why don't you kick us off with what we know about what's coming up with the state grants?
Yeah, so we're hearing that that's moving through the budgeting process. We'd announced a couple months ago that the governor and the legislature was very much in support of some grants that would be available to restaurants, bars, hotels, things like that have been consumer facing and hurt the most. By the way, this is on top of things they've already done with with the BWC refunds and things like that. And so we're working very closely with the legislature and hope to be talking actually to the governor and lieutenant governor. In fact, we will be with Lieutenant Governor later today and talking a little bit more about how this is actually going to end up, what's going to be available, and then we'll get those communications out as soon as we can. This comes on other great news, Shoshanna. On Monday, people were able to start to apply for the Restaurant Revitalization Fund. There were a little bit of a hiccups we heard about right around noon all the way through midday. It seemed like the Small Business Administration got most of that worked out, and we're hearing good things. People were able to get those applications in. We've gotten just sort of call after call, text after text that people got their application in. So we're really happy about that, and hopefully people will get in line and have a chance for some of those funds.
Absolutely. It's pretty exciting to see that roll out. And it does seem like we've learned a few things since the first round of this. So it's running a lot smoother than it has in the past.
Well, and Shoshanna, it's a lot of money, 28 billion. In fact, a lot of media members said, well, that seems like a lot of money. Why so much money, for the restaurant industry? And I said, well, because the industry since March of 2020 has lost 280 billion in sales. So even though 28 billion is a lot, that's 10% of the losses. And Congress knows that. So we're already starting to knock on the door. We're going to do some advocacy this week and next week about what's next. Can we kind of stitch together something else to help the restaurant industry? Because it's still a lot of recovery to go.
Yeah, a long way to go, but we're happy to see that people are getting some of the support that they need. The other major issue really that the industry is facing right now is around workforce. So, we've been doing some work on that. Did you want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, our operators are calling us and, everything we hear is it's now the number one issue. In fact, the NRA just did their poll of operators, and 57% of operators across the United States say it's now the number one issue they're facing, number one most challenging issue they're facing. Put it into context, 57% right now, it was only 8% back in January. Because back in January, we were still trying to get things open and try to get some funding and things like that. So it quickly became a big issue because sales are coming back, right? Sales are getting better as we go through each month. The poll that you and I work on every 2 weeks continues to tell us that sales are getting better. Some sectors are better than others, right? But generally the trends are getting better. So we need more people, right? We need our employees back. And a lot of those employees went off to other sectors, as we talked about, right, during the pandemic when so many of our restaurants were shut down or didn't really need many employees. And so we're working on a big comprehensive program to try to figure out how can we get more people back into the industry, people who used to work in the industry and new people, whether it's, people who are going through college, need a part-time job, or high school kids that are available in the summer, all those things, trying to make the industry more attractive. And it's complicated. There's a lot of issues. And so we have an HR committee here at the ORA that just met today to work on a number of these things. And there's a big initiative with the National Restaurant Association in several states. There's about 6 or 7 of us. Ohio's one of them, thank goodness, right? That's on the inside of working on the next big comprehensive program to address this. So more to come.
Fantastic. Glad to hear that Ohio is right in the thick of things, as usual, of course. Speaking of getting people back to work, getting people back to going out and feeling comfortable doing so, we are partnering with the state on some vaccination programs. Is that right?
Yeah, that's one of the things that both consumers and employees tell us, Shoshanna, that getting more confidence to go back, into these consumer-facing situations is really important, right? So the vaccinations, I think, we're pushing towards around 40% of people who have gotten at least one one of the vaccines. The president said, I think yesterday, that his goal is to try to get to 70% by later in the summer of Americans, right? Those would be great numbers, but it's not just going to happen without some kind of work. So we're partnering with the state. We actually put an announcement out just a little bit ago here this morning that we're trying to partner with the state for restaurants and bars and anybody in the food service industry to kind of set up some special and convenient vaccination opportunities for their employees, right? To keep this top of mind. It's really important. The vaccine, is it's clearly something that will make consumers more comfortable. And all the data, all the consumer research that we've looked at, it's critical. They want to know that a restaurant or anywhere they're going, that they're taking seriously safety, of their guests that are coming in, as well as their employees. That's why we started the Ohio Restaurant Promise, remember, last year, to try to get people to focus on that. So if members are interested in this, get in touch with anybody here at the ORA. We'll connect. We're working with the Ohio Department of Health on this. It's to put this together. Contact me or Laura in particular, but anybody on our staff you can connect, and then we'll work on this with you. And specifically at the state, Emma Cardone, who is one of our major contacts there. Her title, Shoshanna, is Director of Stakeholder Relations, and she works on the DeWine staff. She's the point person for this, and so we can connect people with her. Her email, if you want to reach out directly, is Emma, EMMA, .Cardone, CARDONE, at governor.ohio.gov. But we can, make those connections. And I think that we've seen some of that. We actually saw at Wheat Penny down in Dayton, one of our great members, Liz Valente, set up some vaccination opportunities for people. And so we're going to keep pushing for this.
Great. Sounds like there are some things that restaurants can be doing to help, and that's always good for us to be able to get involved. We have some great events coming up this spring. We're inching towards in-person events. All of these are, two of them are virtual and one of them is in person. So first of all, we have our annual meeting coming up, and this is actually open to all of our members. It'll be June 9th. It's going to be a Zoom meeting, and we'll have some information out shortly on how to get registered for that. Is there anything you wanted to add?
They can just email me.
Okay.
And so far, we've had some people do that. We put an announcement in our weekly memo that we sent out, and it has just a little blurb about the annual meeting. But all members are welcome to it. It's a Zoom, and depending on how many people we have who want to do that, we might open up the board meeting as well, which is right after the annual meeting on June 9th. It starts at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Great. This year has been a year of advocacy for the ORA, and I certainly think if people were wondering what the purpose of a trade association was, we've shown them that that's what we're here for, is to really support and reach out to any legislator on any level. So we've been working locally, we've been working at the state level, and we've been certainly reaching out and working with our partners at the National Restaurant Association to work on the federal level. In order to support that, we have our golf outing coming up on June 28th. There are still foursomes available, although the last time we had this golf outing, it did sell out. So hop on the ORA events page and get registered for that as soon as possible. This is a fundraiser for our advocacy fund, and we split it with the National Restaurant Association, everything that we make.
And it's, Shoshanna, we have it at a great venue, the New Albany Country Club. It's just a great track. If you actually want to play, it's pretty tough, right? So if you're going to play, go out and practice a little bit before you go. But we create some nice opportunities there for sponsors, and we typically have a little event if the weather's good right afterwards, where people can stay and spend some time together in kind of a way just to talk, just hang out, maybe have a little bit of a meal together. And so it's a great event.
Yeah. Fingers crossed we have good weather, and hopefully we have a great turnout. We always have a lot of fun, that's for sure.
What was the date for that, Shoshanna?
Monday, June 28th.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah. And then the last thing that we have coming up is our Industry Awards celebration on July 15th at 7 p.m. That's a Thursday evening. It's going to be really fun. We're just taking the opportunity to really reach out, celebrate the hardworking industry, some of our special players, people who have really shown this year and have been there for the industry as a whole. So a really good opportunity to get involved and celebrate your coworkers, colleagues, friends, family. Those tickets are on sale now. It's $25, so it's a really easy entry point to come and join us in celebrating the industry.
You're right, Shoshanna. And, I'm so excited. Each year we've been doing this in, say, the last 5 years, and we tried to make each year bigger and better than the previous year. And of course, in the COVID world, we're going to be doing it virtual, but we'll do a great job. We will honor people who have been inspirational to all of us, and have a great year with this. And then hopefully, we get back into normal mode in 2022 and do it in person again. But we'll make it a lot of fun, and we'll honor some super people. And by the way, Shoshanna, you can imagine us giving out 585,000 awards this year. Anybody who made it through the year with us, right? That's how many people are in our industry. So it's been an incredible year. And but we'll pick out some particular people, and the stories will be great.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for joining me today, Jen.
Take care.
See ya.
All right.